So for part two of my 360 review, collection review, I'll begin with the Beatles rock band. I kind of ended the last one with the review of Guitar Hero World Tour, and I figured this game would get me into music games since I really like the Beatles. And it was fun for like a day or two, but like I said, the gameplay is too simple. Just Simon Says, just following whatever the prompt says, and yeah, I haven't played this in a while. Maybe I should one day. And here's Perfect Dark Zero, another game I got with my 360. And a lot of people don't like this game, but for some reason I love the multiplayer. The single player is pretty bad. Like, you basically have to follow the arrows on the ground because like the actual level design is terrible, and you usually don't know where you're supposed to go. And yeah, that was a really bad single player, especially considering the original N64 single player mode was much better. But the multiplayer, I don't know what it was about it, but maybe it was like because it was old school style multiplayer, just regular deathmatch, and I don't know, the tone of it was really like crazy, and can't really put my finger on it. I haven't played this game in like 4 years, so I don't know for sure, but the weapons were really cool. Like, uh, yeah, sorry, I really just don't remember, but I really do like this game. You can probably get the collector's edition for like $10 these days, so might as well try it out if you like the original one. Virtua Fighter 5 online. I got this recently. It's a really technical fighter. I actually didn't. This is the first Virtua Fighter game I played since I wasn't really a Sega guy, as I said earlier. And the series is completely new to me. It's really technical and pretty hard to play. There aren't like projectiles like in Street Fighter, and it's not like a button mashy like Tekken. I think it's a cool game. It's just that I don't know anyone who plays Virtua Fighter, so it's not like I can get better at this game unless I like play the CPU a lot. There aren't many people online right now, but still a really cool game, and the graphics are still really good, even though I think the PS3 version came out in '07. Sega Superstars Tennis. This is like a blatant ripoff of Mario Power Tennis. They even have like the super powers you can that each character has, and they play alike, even though Mario Tennis is more smooth. But this is basically like it has a lot of Sega characters. Like on the box, you can see Sonic. I don't know the Samba Amigos character's name. I think he's just called like Amigo. There's Ulala and there's Robotnik, and it also has like the Jet Set Radio guy. I think it has Alex Kidd too. Some really obscure Sega characters that Sega fans would definitely know about. There isn't much to say about this. I think it was a pack-in game with the 360 as well, though this isn't that version. It's it's pretty good. Like I said, I put Mario Power Tennis over this, but if you don't have a GameCube, then yeah, get this. Dead or Alive 4. This came out like a month after the 360 launched. It's pretty fun. Kind of like a button mashy game too. Pretty easy to get into. Pretty accessible, as they say. Yeah, you know what you're getting with these kind of Dead or Alive games. So yeah, I'd put this. I don't know where I'd rate this, but I'd recommend it either way. Marvel Ultimate Alliance, also Forza 2. This was a packing game, but I bought it at GameStop for $20 apparently. I don't know. I don't really like this game. Kind of simple, and played it co-op once. It just wasn't that fun. I guess if you're a Marvel fan, I'd recommend this, but I'm not really a comic book guy, so yeah. And Forza 2, I haven't played that much either. I prefer the Gran Turismo style of racing before Forza, so yeah, that's about that. That's about it for that. Tales of Vesperia. I got this for free. Definitely didn't pay $50 for this, as the tag says. I haven't played this either. Don't know why I haven't sold this yet. Don't really have interest in playing this game. Heard it's pretty good though, so guess if you like JRPGs, you should play this. This is a Grand Theft Auto 4 expansion, episode from Liberty City. So basically, it has the Lost and Damned expansion and the Ballad of Gay Tony. I got this in a buy two get one sale at GameStop, and I haven't played Ballad of Gay Tony yet, but Lost and Damned was pretty good. I'd say better than GTA 4, but still not Vice City level. I got the actual disc because it has a Vice City station, which the downloadable version doesn't have. So yeah, you can actually get the Grand Theft Auto 4 Complete Pack, which has the original game and the expansion. Amazon was having a sale on it recently, but I think the regular price is like $50, so that's cool if you like GTA. And another Rockstar game, Red Dead Redemption. I think this is way better than GTA 4. It blows that out of the water. This is a Western game with GTA elements. But I think it's a much better game because it's not as crowded, so it's more dense in some ways, which is really cool. And like the actual gunshots, you can actually feel like the impact of those more so than in GTA 4. And the Deadeye, which is basically like a not bullet time, but it slows down time so you can shoot a lot of people in a short amount of time, which is a really fun mechanic. There's a lasso. The lasso is pretty cool, but I think there's more griefing opportunities that they missed out on. There's actually a pretty cool experience where I used the lasso. I tied up someone and put her in the railroad tracks and let the train run her over. And there's actually an achievement for that, which I didn't know about beforehand. So it's one of those cool things that you actually get rewarded for. And there's a twist at the end that I won't spoil, but it hasn't happened in any other game I've ever played. So that's pretty cool. This game kind of dies in the middle in Mexico, which I think a lot of people would agree with. But if you get out of that, when you get out of Mexico, it'll get good again. And yeah, I highly recommend this game. Way better than GTA. Though I'd say it's a lot easier too. Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. This is the collector's edition with a K. And I got this basically because of the box art. Otherwise, I would have got the regular version. This was on sale at Amazon a few years ago for $30, so I got that. It's actually really good for a Mortal Kombat game, a 3D Mortal Kombat game. Like the story mode, I'd say it's as entertaining as most comic book movies, so take that for as you will. There's you can play two sides. One side is the Mortal Kombat side, and one is the DC side. And there's a lot of story explanations for why Superman can actually get hit and stuff. I guess comic book fans would appreciate that kind of thing. Usually the Unreal Engine, so everyone's really shiny and stuff, which is kind of lame. And it's definitely a dial combo game. The Flash has 20 hit combos. And Superman has this really funny infinite combo where you can just keep pounding the ground. So if you want that achievement where you're supposed to beat the game on the hardest difficulty, just use Superman. Just a little advice. One thing I don't like about the collector's edition is that it comes in this Wii Sports style case, the actual disc. So that's kind of lame. I would have liked a steel book case or something like that. Next up is Call of Duty 4. It's weird because when this game came out, like all the hardcore gamers were like rallying around this game because it was kind of a rogue shooter that like went against Halo 3, which at the time was the most popular shooter. But now, like in the Black Ops era, people are kind of tired of this series in a way. Definitely not the mainstream. Like they still eat this series up, but yeah, it's interesting to see how times have changed. But I think this is a really good game. It's not my kind of game necessarily because I'm terrible at these Twitch shooters, and like in the multiplayer, I have like really bad awareness skills, so I always die. I don't get many kills, but yeah, I mean you probably know about this game by now. It's sold well over 10 million copies, so yeah. Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. I was a huge Banjo fan. Like Banjo Kazooie on the N64 is one of my favorite games. Banjo Tooie, while not as good, still like that game a lot. And the GBA one was alright, nothing special. But yeah, this is basically like a shopping cart simulator, as they say, where you just like build these you like build parts together to make vehicles to to like reach your goal and get jiggies and stuff like that. A huge disappointment for me. I wish they made a actual platformer, which I think they were doing. It was in development for 1 or 2 years until Microsoft killed it off, and I guess they had to make this game since it was a smaller scale game. The graphics are really good, even to this day. I definitely wouldn't recommend it though, unless you're one of those people who, I don't know, like building stuff, I guess. Definitely not a Banjo game. Also, I have to say, the new Banjo model is ugly as hell. With this like rectangular nose, that really weird hairstyle, and Kazooie looks really weird too. I wish I had the Banjo Kazooie box right next to me. I'm too lazy to get that, but they look way better. And that's Grunty. Well, she died in one of the earlier ones, spoiler alert, so I guess she has to look like that. And the Simpsons game, this came out like, I think before the Simpsons movie. This came out in like 2007. It's actually a pretty good game, at least dialogue-wise. I'd say it's probably better than the actual show. The cutscenes are pretty good too. The actual game, though, kind of like a mediocre platformer. You use 2 characters at once, basically, because I think it was built for co-op. And yeah, I'd only recommend this to Simpsons fans, though. Otherwise, wouldn't feel bad about passing this up. Soulcalibur 4. I kind of followed the same path as most Soulcalibur fans. I liked the first one. I thought the second one was the best. GameCube won all the way, by the way. Didn't play much of 3, and was hoping this one would like capture the greatness of the second one. It's definitely better than 3. I don't think it's as good as 2. Mainly because the single player mode is pretty bad. Like the Weapons Master mode in 2 was amazing. Like the sense of progression and the character build up was really cool. And in this, it's just like I don't really remember much about it since it was pretty forgettable, but I didn't like it. One of the main things I don't like about this game is the fact that when you're unlocking these characters, which is pretty bad in its own right, there's an empty box. And at first I was like, oh, I didn't unlock all the characters. What's wrong? But then I went on GameFAQs and realized that you have to buy that slot, which is Darth Vader. In the PS3 one, it would be Yoda. But yeah, that's really lame. But running out of time here, so I'll continue my Soulcalibur 4 discussion on the next video for the final part 3.